Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this video we will create our speedometer and gears system. So it's very easy. Inside standard assets we can go to vehicles and car and scripts. If we want to modify anything in any of these scripts, we want to create a new script, and in that new script we can mention that these already built scripts. Okay, so the important thing is that whenever we will create a new script, it should be in the same folder. Okay, so new scripts we will create in these same folder. So for now I have created a save script, which is new script. You have to create it, and UI script we have created. Okay, so these two scripts we have created. So first of all we will just go to our car yellow player, and you can see that car controller is a main script here. So we'll open this script inside inside Visual Studio Code, and here on the top you can see that this script is using a namespace of Unity standard assets vehicles.car. So if we want to include this script in any of our any of our script, we have to include this library, this namespace. Okay, so we have created a save script, and in the save script we have created this library here. Okay, on the top we will mention this. After that we will create some variables. We have created a speed variable, which is public static float, so that we can use these variables throughout the scripts. We have top speed variable, and we have a gear variable, which is integer. These two variables are definitely floats, and this is an integer. Okay, so these three variables we have created in save script, and we have included standard assets vehicles.car. So now coming back to car controller, if you will go to car controller main script, which is from Unity standard assets, you will see that we have some variables here, like top speed, and also we have a gear number, and also we have a current speed variables. So we have to match these with our variables here. Okay, so we want to make speed as a speed from standard asset, top speed as a top speed from standard asset, and gear is gear number from standard asset. So for doing this, we will just go to car controller, and here you can see that in start function of car controller script, in the bottom we have included save script dot top speed equal to m top speed, which is from standard asset. So we have added this line of code in start function because the top speed will be similar throughout the game, the same throughout the game. So that's why we are adding this in start function. If top speed for example is random, then we can add this line of code to the update function, but in this case the top will be same, so that's why we have added this to this top speed start function. And also we have created a update function inside car controller script, and in this function we have added save script dot speed equal to current speed, and save script dot gear equal to gear number. Okay, so that's great. Now our save script contains these variables, and we can use these variables throughout the scripts to manipulate the speed, top speed, and gears numbers. So now the third script which we have created, actually the second script we have created is UI script. So in UI script, the first thing is that we have to include the UI library on the top, because we are going to manipulate the UI elements, and then we will create some variables. first variable is speed ring. I will show you that in a while in editor why we have created this. The second variable is speed text, third variable is gear text, and fourth variable is display speed, which we will display here in our game. So in start function we have created speed ring dot fill amount equal to 0, which is the initial amount. So when we will start the game, the speed ring will be at a 0 position, and I will show you in a while in editor that what it means. And then we have speed text dot text equal to 0, so initial value we will assign is 0, and gear text dot text we will assign first gear value here. Okay, in update function we will make a display speed equal to save script speed divided by save script top speed. So our display speed will be the current speed which we will move actually, and this is the formula for that. The speed ring dot fill amount will be equal to display speed. So when the speed will be higher, the ring will be higher, and if the speed is lower, then the ring will be lower. After that we have add speed text dot text, and for speed text dot text we are getting save script dot speed. This is the main thing, and because the speed is a float value, we have to convert it to string so that it should be visible on the UI. And we also make it math f dot round, and then we have added this line of code. Math f dot round we used we want to get the round values, we don't want to get decimal values. If you will not add this line here, then your speed will be in decimals. So for example 33 point something. Okay, after that we have gear text dot text equal to save script dot gear, and we have added +1 because computer calculate whenever computer start calculation, it will start from 0 value. Okay, so we don't want to start it gears from 0, so that's why we have added +1 here, so that it will show us the 1 at the gears section. And we have also converted it to string so that it should be visible on the UI. So now we will just go to our editor section, and we will apply these 3 scripts. Before that we should save these 3 scripts. Control S to save, Control S to save, and after saving we are in Unity. So first of all we need to create some speed ring. So let's go to Photoshop. We will just create a something like 500 into 500, and I will just create a circle here. So you can just get some search for Google and you can get these type of circles. Don't be worried about that. I'm just doing this for my own satisfaction. So now you can see that this is our circle, and we need this circle as a background. Okay, so for the background we will just go to Google. Sorry, I will just add background texture black. So let's see, little bit texture I want to use actually. So you can see this is a very simple texture. Yeah, this one is good, so we can use this. So let's move this texture to our Photoshop. We'll bring it here, and I will just go to layers, and then we'll just create a clipping mask, and then I will just make it bigger. So we have our this type of circle with the texture. One more important thing is that we want to display the gears number as well. So I will just select these two, Control E to join, Control T to transform, and I will just make this circle a little bit small as well, little bit small. And I want to show the gear number here at this point, so I will just create a rectangle here, or maybe this thing, and we can add this, and I think the simple rectangle will be good, so let's make it 0, simple rectangle. And then I will just move this layer to backward from the circle, and same texture I want to use for this rectangle as well, so it should have some background. So let's add it here, and we will just create a clipping mask, and we'll just join it, Control E, and now you can see that we have this type of shape. Here we can display our gears number, so I will just make it a little bit Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, it's just joined with the main layer from some issue, so don't be worried about that. You can see here we have everything here, we have a little bit of mistake, so I will just go back, Control Alt Z, and let's make and yes, I think this much is good. And now we will just save this image. Okay, so before that we will just delete the layers so that our background will be blank. So we'll just go to File, Save As, we'll just go to PNG and desktop, and we'll just name it speedometer background. Also we need a ring for this, so I will just delete this thing, we don't need it. And for the ring I will bring it here maybe, and for the ring I will just go to blending options, and let's go to stroke, and we'll just color of stroke, maybe something like orange, dark orange, or maybe red. Let's apply red, and we'll just increase the size of this ring, something like this. And okay, and we can just use it inside or outside, whatever you want. Okay, let's make it okay, and then I will just select the magic wand tool. We will select the middle section actually, and I want to delete it. Sorry, we can't delete it because it has textures and a different type of body, so that's why we can't change it. So I will just create another circle, no problem. So let's create another circle, and we'll just make it like this, and this. And here you can see whenever we create a shape in Photoshop, we have some outline line color as well, if you want to use outline color, and we want to actually hide the middle color as well, so we don't want to use middle color. Okay, so now we have our ring. Also I think we should use some blue ring or some other type of color, maybe this one is good, and we'll just increase the size to something like 5, I think. Let's add 5 here. Yeah, this is good. And now we will just go to layers. This is not course on Photoshop, so about that. So these things, you can get these things from some online sources as well, like Google. So here we can name it ring or speed ring, and now we will bring these two images to our Unity. So let's go to Unity. We will just create another folder here. We will name this folder as a sprites or textures. Sprites is a good name, and inside sprites we will just go to desktop, and here we will just bring these two images here, and now we will select both these images, and we will select 2D and UI, and we will click on apply. And now you can see that we have these two images. Now we have to apply these images to our UI. Now we will just create a new UI system. So before that, also game, inside game you can see that full HD is selected, 1920 into 180, which is good. You can select your own resolution, whatever you want. I will select this one, and now we will just go to UI, and we will just create a new UI canvas. Inside canvas we will just just name it canvas, and now we will just create a image here. Okay, so let's create a image to UI, and we'll just add a image. We'll rename this image to something like speed meter. Okay, we will just name it speed meter like this. Okay, and we will place this image to the right bottom. So we'll just go to scene, we'll just go to 2D, so that we can see our canvas in a better view, and we can manipulate our canvas. So now you can see we have this thing. We can just move it. Okay, move it to this point, right bottom, and here you can see that we have some options for our anchors tags, and actually we want to anchor it to right bottom. And if you select this speed meter, we have this option, and we can select this right bottom. Okay, so it is very important if you want to use some cross platform devices. It is good, always good. So now we will select speed meter, and here you can see that we have image, so we will just add the background image, and you can see that its size is too small, I think, or small. So we want to increase its size to something like maybe width and height. So let's make it 300 to 300, and now you can see that this much is good. And now we'll just move it to somewhere here, and now we need a ring on this image. So first of all, I will just go to canvas, UI image, and now for this image we will just name it to speed ring, and now we will just add this source image to speed ring, and you can see that this is here, and we will also make its width to something like 250 to 250, and we will change the position of speed ring. So we'll just go to speed meter, we'll just to copy the position, and we will select speed ring, and we will just paste the values, and you can see that speed ring is here. Definitely we want to move it little bit, so let's move it this manually like this. Okay, so now we have I have just adjusted this speedometer here, and now what we want is that we want to add some speed text here. So for that purpose we will just go to canvas, and we have UI, and we actually have Text Mesh Pro, but I will not use Text Mesh Pro because it always creates problems for the scripting. So let's go to legacy, and we have text, which is the simple text, and I will just rename it to speed text. Okay, and we can bring this text to the point. So let's bring this text here, and then we will just make it 0. We will just make its font to something like 60 maybe. We will just make it overflow, and we will just keep it in alignment in center, so that it will be in center, and then we will just select the color to something like white maybe, and then we'll just bring it to middle like this. Also we have some fonts here, so I will just choose heroes, and we have a lot of fonts actually. From Text Mesh Pro we have get these fonts. So I think this good time font is good one, because I have used this. So I will just check it like this. Yeah, this is good one, I think. So we will use good time font, and good time font is good one. We have lot of other fonts as yeah, this one looks good, Open Sense, and yeah, this one is good, I think. Let's see. Okay, I think that is much better. This one, sorry, Good Times. Let's use this Good Time fonts. Okay, so make it 0, which will be the 0 on the meter, and if we make it 200, that is also good, and let's make it 0 here. And now we'll just duplicate it, and we will just rename it to MPH, and inside the text we will add MPH, and we'll just bring it this, and we'll also make its size to something like 48 maybe. Okay, 48 is good, I think. So that's great. It's approximately in the middle, so you can adjust things accordingly. And now the thing is that we will duplicate this speed text, and we will just bring it here, where we will show the gears number, and here we will just rename it to gear text, and definitely the size will be 36 maybe. Okay, 36 is a good number, and that's great. If we go to game view, you can see we have a nice speed UI, and the thing is that MPH, just make it a little bit in bottom. Okay, and also here we can make it this rect transform we will adjust, and gear text will adjust the rect transform as well to something like this, and that's it. We have successfully added a speedometer UI. Now we will just bring these three things inside the speed meter, and now you can see that everything is within the speed meter. Now the thing is that on canvas we will add these two scripts which we have created, which is the save script and the UI script. And now on UI script we will just add things. So first of all we will add speed ring, speed text, we will add gears text, and that's it. Save, and now let's play the game and let's see what will happen. Hopefully everything will work fine. So let's see, and you can see 0 speed and first gear, and if you move you can see that speedometer is working absolutely fine. And if we reach the second gear, sorry, although the movement of car is quite messy, so we can adjust this later on. We can just fix these things, so don't be worried about that. So you can see gear is 2 now, and like this you can see that our speedometer is working absolutely fine and good. So that's great. In next video we'll move further. Allah Hafiz.